Hello, welcome. This is Tim Maniac Sports. We're starting a little bit early today, and today I got a special treat, a special guest for everybody here. I will bring her in just a second here, and so I want you all to welcome Megan. How's it going? And
Hello.
welcome.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, excuse me if I'm yawning. It is 2 a.m. here in Australia, so way past my bedtime, but thank you for having me, Tim.
Well, thank you for staying up. And this is actually the initial episode that we're going to have every Friday. I'm going to try to do this every Friday at 11 a.m. So, and
Mhm.
you're always welcome to come on.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you. If I'm
so,
awake and have my coffee
right.
at ungodly hours, yes, or
Hmm.
go to bed and get up, yes, certainly. I'd love to come
Yeah.
back.
Now, if anybody wants to know more about Megan, she flies with the birds.
Well,
so,
I have been called a bird. I have been called a bird brain as well,
mhm,
but yes, I love my birds.
yeah. And she got the dilemma this weekend because two of her bird teams play each other. And well, why don't you tell us how you became a fan, and stuff like that, and
Sure.
who do you think is going to win, and what would it take for Seattle to
Well,
beat the Ravens?
to answer the first question, in case you can't see behind me, that is the flag of the Seattle Seahawks 12s. I firstly and foremostly am a Seattle Seahawks fan. Um, I was born 4 months after the Seattle Seahawks' first game in the Kingdome on the 1st of August, 1976. I was born on the 1st of December. Um, and of course, Tim is referring to the fact that the Seahawks play the Ravens, the Baltimore
Mm-hmm.
Ravens in Baltimore. And I am a huge fan of them because they have Daniel Falale, who was born in Melbourne, Australia. So I've loved Daniel for many years. A little bit about me. Yeah, I love, as I said to you before, Tim, I love Seattle. I got to go to
Mm-hmm.
Seattle this time last year and loved it. Um, uh, I support, as I was telling you, the Seahawks, the Kraken, the Mariners, the Sounders. Um, yeah, so who do I think is good? I'm going to say the Ravens by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle have not beaten them at home since 2009, and I really want Seattle to win, but um, I'm going to be wearing a Ravens. I'm going to be wearing Daniel Falale's Ravens jersey with this hat on top.
What
I
you
am not.
need is a split jersey. That's what you
Sorry.
need is one. You need a split jersey. That's what
Actually,
you
I
need.
had someone say they could make me one, but I didn't take them up um,
Okay.
on that. That I probably should have. But yeah, so I think it'll be about 3 points either way. But as you said, I'm going to be happy either way. But I'm kind of hoping for the Ravens to
Yeah.
win.
Well, I was listening to sports, uh, Good Morning Football on NFL Network,
Mm-hmm.
and they were also talking that with what the Ravens did to the Lions, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
What's
uh, Seattle Seattle is a good run stop team, you know, and but you also have a running quarterback that can throw and run. He can throw it. So they're thinking this could be kind of like a game where Seattle gets killed. That's what some of them
look?
were thinking.
Honestly, everyone's saying Seattle's going to get smashed like the Lions.
But
I
they might
don't
have.
see it being like that. As I said,
Hmm.
I've got 3 points either way,
Right.
so to either side. I don't think it's going to be a 20, 30, 40 point blowout. I just don't. Of course, we made a big signing at the deadline with Leonard
Hmm.
Williams.
Right. Okay.
I've seen him since USC. I'm a huge USC fan as well. I didn't like what I saw then, but having watched some of the practice today, he will be helpful. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be a blowout. The most I think it might be is 10
Mm-hmm.
either side,
Okay.
but realistically, 3 to 5
Okay.
is my prediction either side. Um,
I actually think it is going to be closer. Yeah, I was just repeating what they might,
yeah, no,
what they were
we've
saying
been
and
hearing
stuff
it
like
all
that.
week, so yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I think one of the things that that Seattle has fortunate is that they know what the Ravens did to the Lions, so they can make
Yes,
adjustments and be more ready
yes.
than what the Lions, because basically the Lions in that game they were caught off guard as far as to his talents. You know.
Yeah, and I think also because it's still unknown, we are
Mm,
essentially in the second year of a complete rebuild
yeah.
after Russell left. So, what I've enjoyed as a 12 over the last
Hmm.
18 year to 18 months has been surprising people. Now, I'm not going to be surprised if Seattle win.
Right.
But as I said, I've got 3 either way because
Hmm.
they're both my teams.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
So, I'm not really that concerned. My big concern, and I love him, I'm not wearing his jersey,
Hmm.
but I've got it, is Gino. I love him,
Okay.
and I was
Okay.
so wrong with him. I wanted Drew Lock.
Okay.
I remember thinking when Coach Carroll announced that Gino was our quarterback, have you lost your goddamn mind? Was the first thing in my head. It's like, I love you, Coach Carroll. I love you. You're gorgeous. What the?
Right.
Um, but Gino under pressure has a problem. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it's the yips. I don't know what he's seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And against someone like Lamar, against the defense,
Right.
they're going to make a mess of him. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think, again, um, you've got to pick your targets, and
Oh yeah.
Gino sees ghosts, basically. Grandizer, my take on Leonard Williams is that I've watched him since 2015 at USC, and I was not
Mm-hmm.
impressed. College football is different, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Um, I think he's got a better chance with us than he did with the Giants. I keep saying he was with the no. Who was he with? It was the
Uh,
Giants, I think. New
yeah, I
York,
think so.
whoever it was with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think it's, to be honest, very unfair that he gets tossed in 3 days after having to learn a new playbook.
Right.
Firstly, and then secondly, fit in the team. Having said that, I saw his press conference this morning and he looked so excited. You'd be foolish not to let him off the chain. So, Brandon Kane, you mentioned
Mm-hmm.
Brandon. He
Yeah.
said to keep an open mind, and that's all I'm doing
Okay.
for at least the first couple of games before passing judgment. I'm not impressed. I would have rather Uche, I think his name is. But
Mm-hmm.
of course, we were never going to be in the mix for that. So,
Right. Yeah.
you know, somebody said Chase Young. Oh, hell no. I'll take Williams every day. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm keeping an open mind regarding Williams.
Okay. Let him prove. Yeah.
I think it's going to be unfair to pass judgment on him after one game. 2 or
Mm.
3, yeah.
Right.
So keep an eye on him, keep an open mind. That's what I'm going to be doing. But everyone thinks he's going to change the Seahawks. Maybe he will. I don't see it myself.
Okay. And well, see, that's one thing. Lions, the only move they made was they got Peoples Jones.
Yes,
And they
I
and
love
I.
him, by the way. You
Mhm,
are so lucky.
yeah. And I think what we're seeing, and not to get off the topic, with
No,
the
go ahead.
Seattle, but trade deadline. It's you know, um, I think we need more. I think as a Lions franchise, we do need more pass rush, more pressure, and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Somebody, it would have been nice to get somebody alongside, Aiden Hutchinson to go ahead and actually put
To
more
be
pressure.
honest,
Hmm.
to be honest,
Yeah.
we got the news about Leonard Williams on so it was Tuesday my time, Monday Seattle time, and I was like, well, two things. One, I didn't think we were making a move, and two,
Hmm.
oh my god, that's interesting. Then I looked at it, and the fifth round pick I did not
Hmm.
have a problem with
Right.
in terms of the trade. My
Right.
problem was with the second round pick.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm of the belief, and some have said yay and nay to it, that you want to stockpile your early round picks. Your
Hmm.
fourth, fifth, yeah, fine,
Right.
get rid of them. But then we may be in line for compensatory picks.
Right.
Okay, that's cool, but we're still down around, I think now, I want to say 45, 50 with our first pick.
Hmm.
If we had have kept the second, I would have liked it more. We would have been up around, I think it was 25, 20, 23 to 25. So we've dropped. Now, that's not saying the value's not there,
Hmm.
but I don't think it's there for what we need.
Right. Hmm.
And that's unless John Schneider, our magnificent Harry Potter like wizard GM,
Right.
does some fancy footwork, I think we've lost our chance. Now, again, I can be wrong about this. I will eat crow if I am when he does like a Jackson Smith and a Jigba for the
Okay.
draft, which, or actually more Devon Witherspoon, which because if you saw me at the draft, I was like, if we get Jalen Carter at 5, I'm out. I'm literally going to become a Ravens fan. And thankfully we didn't. Yes, so I'm not happy that we lost the
Hmm.
second pick. As I said, the fifth,
Hmm.
fine.
Right. I,
Um, we'll
I
see.
I know with Peoples Jones, all we lost was a 6th round pick.
Yeah, see, that kind of fifth and
Yeah. Hmm.
sixth. Okay,
Right.
Leonard's worth more than a
Right.
fifth and a sixth. Yeah.
Hmm.
Is he worth the second? Okay, as I said, I'm
Right.
keeping the open mind about it, but it's like he's going to need to be Jake Bobo and Devon Witherspoon combined for me to say it was worth losing that second pick, and I don't think he can be.
Right.
Or
Hmm.
that equivalent player. I mean, Jake Bobo playing out of his goddamn mind. I love watching that guy. With
So,
Spoonosaurus Rex, as we call him, Devon Witherspoon, one of the best picks. I just saw that. Hang on, let me go and grab. Let me go and
okay.
grab him.
All right.
Where is
Yeah. But I do want to welcome everybody to my Friday show. I'm going to try to do this every Friday at the same time. Uh, Thank you, Grandizer 12, for coming in. Okay, I love it. I absolutely love
that
it.
was a gift from my godson, who is in Seattle at the moment, and he is
Hmm.
named for our late lamented owner, Paul Allen, who passed
Okay.
away, of course, and saved our team. So there you go, Grandizer. Anything else you want to, while I'm standing up at the
Yeah.
shelf with the Funkos in it? No.
Right. And I also want to welcome Tristan. Thank you for coming in.
Yes,
Um,
nice.
First time watching her. Yeah. Yeah, she knows her stuff. That's true. Um, and King Easy J, thank you for coming in. Good morning. Also, if anybody wants to pop in, I do post links right on the, in the chat too. So if somebody wanted to pop in and join us, Your
Grandizer, sorry, Tim, just before
yeah.
I forget Grandizer's question, the trade I wish we hadn't done was Uche
Hmm.
over Williams. I've liked him for a lot of. We were never going to do it. The price and what they were asking for him
Hmm.
was just way out of our league because we only had a few million to play with. As I said, I'm not convinced on Williams yet, but
Right.
keeping an open mind. I think, with any of these big trades at the deadline, with what we've
Right.
got, what we need, are we going for QB? No, because we've extended Gino. Those questions that are in mind
Right.
that we can't answer yet, but
Mm.
Uche would have been chef's kiss for
Right.
Seattle. But yeah.
So
Sorry, Tim.
and
Sorry about that. I just saw that and I wanted to answer it before I forgot. So sorry about that.
oh shoot, no problem. Because we basically want to, Grandizer 12 has really been a great friend to both of us. He's a
Yes,
friend.
he's
Yeah, he's
for
a
a
friend.
Lions fan, he goes
Mhm.
okay. Excuse me.
Well,
Sorry.
actually, he's a
Oh, come
Dolphin
on. You
fan.
asked about the bear Grandizer. You know I'm going to give it to
He's
you,
a
brother.
Dolphins fan.
I know
Grandizer
he's
12.
been at me to come and join a Lions stream for a while. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, and now our next one is going to be, of course, we got the bye week,
Joy,
and
we
it's
had
going
it
to
in
be
week 5. God, we needed it in week 5.
yeah, we needed it now. Hopefully we'll get Montgomery back because the Lions are a strong running team with Montgomery, but
Yeah.
Gibbs started to open up. One of the
Yes.
things I'm starting to understand Brad Holmes more, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
because as far we will get back to Seattle and the Ravens and stuff like that, but
No,
we do
no,
gotta
no.
talk Lions also. I think Brad Holmes, he was responsible for creating the greatest show on turf, with the
Yes.
LA Rams and stuff like that. So
Yep.
I'm
Yep. Yep.
understanding on what he's doing as far as why he's bringing in all these different, uh, focusing more on offense because
Mm-hmm.
he wants to be able to strike offensively any which way he can, you
Yeah.
know, and he
Yeah.
wants the defense to be good enough to stop the other team,
Yeah, and
but
that's
maybe
something
not great.
we need to do. Stop the run
Hmm.
in Seattle's had a problem with it for months. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And like, if you look at previous years, the Lions had a lot of trouble against the run,
Yep.
but this
Yep.
year we are ranked, except for like the Ravens game. you know.
Or, as we will now call it, the Lord Voldemort game, the game that shall not be mentioned. Yes, the
Yep.
Harry Potter
Right.
reference there. Yes.
The Lions had a potent offense and was able to stop a lot of runs, but with that Lord Voldemort game,
Yeah.
the name
Yeah.
that team that those bird brains, no, that shall not be
Oh,
mentioned.
I can end this and go to bed. I'm kidding, Tim. I'm kidding.
I know.
Hey, Tristan, the Ravens game was miserable. Not for the
Mhm.
Ravens fan in the building. Just saying. Oh, wow. Sorry. Said
Yeah.
that too loud, didn't I?
Yep. Hey, that's good. We're all here. We're
You'll
all
learn
here
about
to have
me when I'm
fun.
sleep deprived like this. I do get a bit snappy, a bit sassy, so apologizing in advance.
Yep. It's fine. I mean, actually, Megan's in Australia, everybody. So
It
this
is
is
2:20 a.m. Saturday morning here, so yeah.
so it may be early for you, some of us, but she ain't
I'm
had no
yet to go to
sleep and
bed.
stuff like that. So this is great. Actually, I was informed about Megan probably like a year ago. Wasn't like last year.
I've
We really didn't meet until later on this year, but
Yep.
Grandizer 12 kind of introduced us and stuff like that. You know,
Grandizer, I've got your question about my prediction, but I'm just going to let Tim finish what he was
right,
saying before I answer it.
right.
Um,
But well, we will let Megan go ahead.
okay, so Grandizer's question to me was, prior to the 2023 season, what was your team prediction for the Seahawks? Has it changed? I was, what was I? I was 12-5 if it went
Mm-hmm.
our way. Um, it hasn't changed. The one game that is terrifying me the hell out of me is not the two 49ers games, as you may have thought, because Seahawks hate the Niners with a passion that knows the fiery depths of hell. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually the Eagles game that's coming up in, I think, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I think. I'd have to check. So, no, to answer your question, it is still staying the same. We are getting some dogs back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
Abe Lucas is coming back hopefully this week. We've
Right.
had Jamal, please don't get injured. Adams, knock on wood, is playing out of his skull. Charles Cross is coming back. So I'm still saying, well, it was 11-7, but then right before the season started, when we had that, I don't know if you include preseason games. I don't. When I just do regular season, we got 2 out of 3
Mm-hmm.
in the preseason, which was surprising. So to answer your question, Grandizer, I'm still on 12-5. Sorry, 11-6. Sorry. Hang on, that does the math. It's a 17.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's a 17. It hasn't changed, and it probably best I'm hoping for is a wildcard entry into the playoffs. I think we're sort of tracking for that, and maybe 1 or 2 weeks in the playoffs if we're lucky. I've heard 12 say it's our Super Bowl season. No. Next year, maybe, if we again build in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone's saying with this new signing and all the pieces we've got, we're running to the Super Bowl. I don't actually. I would be overjoyed if it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I would be overjoyed if the Seahawks beat the Ravens, just saying, in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see it this year. So, Grandizer, long answer to your question, 11-7, 12-6 if, sorry, 12-6. Well, 12 and whatever, because I'm too tired to do the maths. And maths was never my good subject. So
12-5. 12-5.
12-5, thank you.
Yeah.
If it goes really well, and second week in the playoffs with the wild card. Someone asked me today about the championship game for the division.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Hopefully, yeah.
So you don't think you're going to get the first round bye, huh?
I would really hope for Leonard Williams' sake we do, because Leonard got traded to the Seahawks the week his team had his bye. So he is essentially playing straight through with no bye.
Mm-hmm.
Look, to be honest, I'm just focusing on the regular season at the moment, because I'm doing fantasy and for the first time, and just week by week focusing on what happens, what we need to do. I would love to think we could win the division. I mean, well, for this week at least, we're top of the division, and it's beautiful view from up here. But then again, we were that this time last year as well, and we fell first round. So I love the idea that it's a Super Bowl year for us, even if I don't see it. Again, keeping an open mind. If we do make the Super Bowl this year,
you're not gonna hate it.
I'm not going to be upset.
I know.
I'm really going to laugh at the 49ers fans who told me quite vehemently that they were going to be the NFC team in the Super Bowl this year.
Well,
How's Brock?
you know what team I want to be in the Super Bowl? The team that's never been to the Super Bowl. The Lions.
I was waiting for the punchline, Tim. I was like,
yeah,
come on, it's your son. You want to say the Lions?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset if the Lions got in. I wouldn't be upset if the Ravens, Seahawks, anyone but the stinking 49ers. I'm sorry. I actually have a confession to make, my friends. I should take it down the 12's flag as I tell you this. I actually found my old Joe Montana 49ers jersey in the bottom of my closet recently.
You know what? We ought to have a Bernie fact. No, don't burn that one. Don't burn that. No, don't you dare burn that one, because I'm sure that thing's worth some.
That is worth some money.
Yeah, I mean that would.
Yeah. And Granddaughter, don't apologize for the questions. I'm going to probably spend the next 6 hours talking your ear off about the Seahawks. I love being able to chat to other people about it.
And you know what?
Yeah, stop me if I'm talking too much.
You know what? Actually, the 49ers used to be my second favorite team. Yeah, the 49ers used to be my second favorite team.
Oh, okay. You said the magic you word used to be. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, dude.
The reason,
don't do it to me while I'm taking a mouthful of water, Tim.
The reason why I kind of quit being that was when
excuse me.
Oh, when Hardball was over there. And he came and he went ahead and he did some dirty stuff when he was coach of the 49ers against the Lions. After that, I couldn't stand the 49ers.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because down here, up until recently, we would only get the Super Bowl. That's the only NFL we'd see.
Right.
So when I was younger, in the mid-'80s, we barely got Seahawks games. I don't think I ever saw a Seahawks game because they didn't go to the Super Bowl. So I was on Joe Montana, like the Niners. Yeah, baby. Then I had the 12's jersey. I have, I've just ordered my 28th Seahawks jersey, which was the throwbacks we wore last week. And I love Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, who I actually met when I was in LA. And now it's just like, I can't believe I went for that team. How dare I go? You know what I mean? But I used to. So
being a former 49er fan, like you said you were when Joe Montana was there. Okay. Trivia question: and if you get this right, and if you remember our talk earlier, all right, which was the first team that quarterback Steve Young played for, professional team?
Was that the Michigan team we were talking about?
It was USFL, but it was
the USFL Michigan Panthers.
No, okay. I never gave you the team name, but it was in the USFL. It was the LA Express.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The LA Express was the first team that Steve Young played for.
Sorry, Tim. King says to Tristan, I don't mind the Niners. It could be worse. Could be the Bears or Packers. I would also throw into that, King, you could be the Broncos. And as a 12 who hated Russell Wilson, that's been a joyous occasion watching them crash and burn. Oh, and God bless you, Russell, for giving us the best draft picks we have had in years.
He also gave you the first Super Bowl win.
He did, but I don't know if you guys have heard what happened on the way out the door in Seattle. And this has been proven to be correct, but Russell wanted Coach Carroll and John Schneider fired. And when he didn't get that from our ownership, that's when he said he wanted out, and the ownership and
so he pulled Aaron. He pulled Aaron, right? Aaron Rodgers. He pulled Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he basically wanted them fired, and he went to Jody Allen, our owner, and said it's those two or me. And Jody said, "I'm keeping my GM and my coach." and then you want to know the audacity of it, though. Mm-hmm. Russell complained when he comes back to play us in week 1 last year that the Seattle fans were booing him at Lumen.
Wow,
genius. You burnt us on the way out. And even better than that, when I was in Seattle, I went jersey shopping at the Pro Shop. And they had 2 racks of Russell Wilson jerseys marked down at like 80% off or something ridiculous. Every 12, myself included, that was in the Pro Shop that day, walked straight past him and didn't look at him. So
that was kind of like a well-kept secret, because it would, I mean,
Russell King. Okay, I'm going to preface this by saying I have loved Pete Carroll since the days of him being at USC, the University of Southern California. I loved him then. Pete let Russ get away with murder, basically. And I think, and actually, a little bit of trivia about Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett's father, Paul, coached at USC. Guess the name of the coach that replaced him at USC. That would be one Pete. That would be one Pete Carroll, by the way.
Wow.
So yeah, so it was interesting with that, but I have a thing about loyalty, whether it's in friendships, football, whatever. And what really annoyed me to the point of I'm glad he's gone, was that it was about Russell and not about the team.
Right.
And if you want to play sport like that, you play a game like golf, where it doesn't have to be about the team. It's a solo game, so it can be about you.
Right.
Whereas if you're in a team, yes, you are a part of the team as an individual, but you're not the whole damn team. And that's where Russell got confused, I think. Yeah, exactly, King. Russell was like, why are they booing me? What do you think? You burnt the bridges. You didn't just burn the bridges. You burnt the whole damn city down. And sorry, I get on a rant with this because it still makes me so angry. My grandmother had a saying that you don't bite the hand that feeds you, which is exactly what Russell did. And he's wondering why this is all coming back. Little thing called karma. It bites you on the ass. Excuse my language. Big time. Should Russell rework his contract to stay in Seattle? Russell is not Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. Sorry, not Aaron. He's not Tom Brady. It's all about him. It's all about his brand and his legacy. I don't have a problem with that. But then when you're going to tell me as your GM that you're not building the team around me when I'm taking $280 million of 350 million or whatever it is, how the F am I supposed to do that?
Right.
I can know maths well, but if you're going to take 3/4 of my salary cap and then moan at me that I'm not building a team, it's not going to work for you, brother.
Exactly. Exactly. So actually, even without giving you the question, you kind of answered the question which I said I was going to ask you early. earlier, what brings out the maniac in you, and in a bad
Russell
way,
Wilson,
that
you
yeah.
nailed it. Russell Wilson and crappy refereeing. Boom. You got it. No, just the whole thing. Like, I get that the quarterback. To give you an example of how insane the Russell contract was in Seattle, in New Zealand there is a rugby team called the All Blacks. They just went to their 5th World Cup final. Didn't win. Sucks for me. Russell's contract in Seattle before he left was $280 million. That is the salary cap for the greatest rugby team in the world for 26 players. So you work that out. One team has the equivalent salary cap, if you will, of one player. Now, I get the quarterback is the glamour position. You can't have a team without the quarterback. Yeah, I get that. But think about that for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. One player is taking up the equivalent of the equivalent salary of 26 players on the world's greatest rugby team.
Okay. So in saying that, what about Lamar Jackson's contract?
Look, the whole thing with contracts is and the insane numbers, as I said, for one player. Now, I'm not saying these players do not
deserve it.
I'm not saying that. But have a look at the All Blacks who don't wear pads, do not wear helmets, and have a life expectancy in their careers of 3 to 5 years if they do not get injured.
Yeah.
Compared to what's
and of course, the running backs, they're stuck with their rookie salary cap and stuff like that. And by the time that rookie salary cap is done, then teams nowadays are looking to replace them. Their running backs are more replaceable. It isn't like the time when you had Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, when the running back position.
The greatest Seahawk to ever play, 14-year career, Steve Largent, number 80. Our wide receiver had 14 years of a career in Seattle. Yeah. It doesn't happen because why would it?
Yeah. Now, for everybody that knows Jim Bordeaux, of course he passed and stuff. When I first met him, he had a Steve Largent jersey. And that was his favorite player and stuff like that on Seattle.
And he's one of my 2 favorite players. The phrase "Zorn to Largent" tells you my 2 favorite players of all time. But I mean, and look, I do come from a rugby background. I've been an All Blacks fan since 1987. So I often get accused, and rightfully so, that I'm looking at it through that kind of lens with salary and whatnot. But how can these quarterbacks like Russell tell me as a GM, you're not building a team? Right. Take a salary cut, genius. Do what Tom Brady did. Some say that wasn't from the goodness of his heart, but he knew, to his credit, that if he wants these teams, you're not going to be able to do it if I, as your quarterback, am taking the money. Yeah, it can be argued I deserve it. But to get these players to help me do my job, I'll roll it over to next year.
One thing I can say about Aaron Rodgers, in a good way.
Now, try to be nice, something nice. Don't use naughty words.
No. Okay. Aaron Rodgers was a greedy SOB when he was with the
Packers.
But once he went to the Jets, he went ahead and restructured his deal.
Did you find that as interesting as I did? It's like, okay.
Because, like you said, and this has been kind of, I mean, you and me feel the same way about, yes, quarterback being the lead and stuff like that, you do, they do deserve to be paid the best if
Oh, of
they're
course.
at that ranking. Because right now, the way the CBA works, collective bargaining agreement, it's just,
Mhm.
every, like, I think Joe Burrows is like the highest paid player in the NFL
The
right now. And it's
jumping
just
Joe Cool deserves his coin. Now he
right.
has he. I don't mind someone like Joe Burrow getting the
Mhm.
bag. Look, I love Lamar, but it may be argued either way. Like
Right.
what gets me and what did my head in when Russell left Seattle was the Broncos paid him $280 million, I think it
Mhm.
was, sight unseen before the
Yeah.
first kick in that game.
Hmm.
And now they're stuck in hell for the next 5 years, whatever. And we're all sitting there going, well, hey, the 12s told you, Seattle told you he wasn't as good, but you just paid or signed him. You've
Yeah.
got to honor that. Good luck, you know. Um,
Right. And but like in saying about quarterback salaries, the Chargers are going to need to release some of their players because of Herbert's salary and stuff like that. So yeah,
there's a
I
whole
I
list
do
of
think you
teams that are
need,
going to have to.
yeah, you need a balance in order to build a team around you. You need to have money to pay these other players,
Yeah,
and you can't always do it in the draft, because
no, and that's the thing. I think
mm,
Seattle, you know, last 2 years we have had and I have been, and I will sit up for the full 3 days of the draft. Like I do
mm,
not sleep during the draft.
right,
We've hit gold, but you look a couple of years before that, and we
mm,
sucked. We
right.
absolutely sucked at the draft, and results showed us
Okay,
how we've hit.
here's what the Lions fans would do at the draft. Okay, before we got Brian Holmes, we would scratch our heads and say, "Why the hell did they pick that
Oh,
guy?" Because they
no,
were,
no, no, no.
mhm,
Believe me, the 12s on the Hawks Nest chat, because
mhm,
we get 1,200 in for the stream for the 3 days of the draft.
yeah,
We were doing that. Oh, really? Hang on. Will Megan still be around? Who have we got at 5? Oh, hallelujah. It's Devin Witherspoon. Looks like we've got her for another year. And there was some we're like, that's interesting. I don't get it, but they've got a plan.
yeah,
Whereas a few years prior to the last two, we
yeah,
had no plan, and it was always looking for need over value. Where John
right,
Schneider himself has said, we are now looking for what we need.
yeah,
If we've got to wait, fine. Whereas I think it was 3 years ago, it was just like, what the sweet mother of hell are you doing with this?
exactly.
Actually, I cleaned that up a lot from what I actually said that day. But it's like, what is this leading to? It
Yeah,
ended up being nothing,
mhm,
But it's like, where last year, oh, you should have heard me scream when we took Charles Cross at
yeah,
9. I actually won a bet with a
yeah,
12 saying it will be Cross at 9. This 12 was like, no chance in hell.
right.
It was right there. That would be this 12. And I screamed. I had my house open because it was a warm day, and you would think I was being murdered. Seriously, at how loud I screamed. But I think I've already started scouting for the next draft.
Mhm,
Last year, I scouted 375 players, and we took 4 of the ones I scouted. It's going to be interesting.
yeah,
Um, do we keep Gino another year? Do we go QB? Well, we've lost our second round pick, so that's going to be, you know what I mean? It's
mhm,
like, and that's what I love about the draft.
yeah,
You know, um, And I'm also watching the Ravens. I'm also watching the Lions. I'm watching other
Mhm.
teams. But yeah, like the last 3 years before the last two, I'm like, what the F?
Mhm.
We're all throwing our hands up going, what?
Yeah,
Really? This
you
is
hear
my
all
whole,
these predictions and stuff like that. You know,
yeah.
it's yeah, it's like we could have had Aaron Donald, but instead we took Ebron.
We could have had Jalen Carter. Thank the sweet mother of God we took Devon Witherspoon, because I would be sitting here wearing a Ravens jersey in front of me. No, I literally had
Yeah.
my Jim Zorn throwback and my Lamar jersey over the back of my chair, and I said to the 12s, which jersey I end up wearing for the rest of this will be dependent on who we take at 5. That is how far out I was out on him, and still am.
Wow.
But yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Well, I know it's been a long day for you and night.
I'm just looking at the time. I thought it was like 3:44. It's actually 2:44. So it's been fun. Yeah.
Yep.
Like
Now
the
I think yeah.
coffee's wearing off. That's why I'm yawning. So
Now I'm hoping as far as for the schedule on lines, I'm hoping we go 13-4.
I could see that actually
Yeah.
happening. I would have 13-4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, the Cardiac Hawks, that game against us. Oh,
Mm.
good Lord. Again, I
Right.
won't tell you what I actually said at the end of that game.
I,
Few
I
naughty
would.
words were thrown in there.
Well, we still
14
got.
and 3. I think I had the Lions at 14, and I'm trying to think what I had. 14-3 is where I think I had you, but I can't. Or was it 12-5? No. Oh God! I'm going to end the stream and go. That's what I had them at. No, it was 14-3. Yeah, because
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah. But I could see it's hopefully we can beat the. We only have one more team to play that has a winning record, but to me that doesn't mean anything. Because
The phrase "any given
Charger,
Sunday."
yeah, Chargers are going to be, they're starting to play well. By the time we still got to play Seattle, or not Seattle, we still got to play the Bears twice.
Ooh, yikes!
Yeah, and even if the Bears decide that they're going to tank the rest of the year so that they can get a better draft choice.
They'll come hard.
We have a hard time against running quarterback. Justin Fields will be back probably by the time we play them twice.
When do you play the Bears?
Let's see.
I'm trying to think when your schedule
it's a couple. Yeah, it's in a couple weeks, I think. Because we play the. Let me see here. I can pull up Detroit Lions schedule.
Here we go.
Okay, so we played the Chargers, then we play the Bears. So it's we got the bye. So in 3 weeks we'll play the Bears, and it will be at Ford Field. Then we play the Packers Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, you got the Packers Thanksgiving. We've got the Turkey Bowl in Seattle with that's our first Niners game.
Oh wow!
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, and then after that we play the Saints at New Orleans.
Oh,
then
that'll
Chicago again.
Geez, at the Dome in New Orleans.
Yep.
Sorry, I think I've got the Saints there. Just I think.
Right.
I think.
Then it's Chicago again at Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
We play the Broncos. We
Oh, and
play,
smash
yeah.
them by 110, won't you?
Yeah. Then we play the Vikings at
Oh,
Minnesota.
don't you touch my Vikes. Don't you? No, 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 no,
I
no.
know. Hey, we gotta beat these Vikings twice. Uh,
No,
then
no,
we
no, no.
play Dallas at Dallas. We end the season up at Ford Field against Minnesota.
Okay, so we've got the Ravens this coming week, of
Mm-hmm.
course, and that's in Baltimore. We have the Commanders at Lumen. If we don't smash them by 20, I'm going to be annoyed. Then we've got Los Angeles the Rams at SoFi. Then the Turkey Day game is the Niners in
Mm.
Seattle. Then we've got our second throwback game against the Cowboys at AT&T. So we'll be wearing our throwbacks again.
Mm-hmm.
Then week 14, we've got the Niners in San Fran. Then we've got the game that scares the hell out of me in week 15, which is the Philadelphia Eagles at Lumen. Then we've got the Titans in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers at Lumen, and we're going to finish off the year, should we need it, with my brother's beloved Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. So that's
Right.
how. Sorry, my camera froze.
Yeah, I seen that. But
Yeah.
audio is fine.
So yeah, that's the rest of our season. So yeah, there's a couple of games. The Cowboys with our throwbacks should be interesting. I don't think they're going to beat us, but I don't think that's going to be as easy as we think. The Eagles, thankfully, is at home, but the Turkey Bowl, as we're calling it, is going to be the best one for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And yeah, if we, I can't remember who said it in the chat. Trish, yeah, we should beat the Commanders,
Right.
just like we should have beaten the Rams in week 1. So I take nothing.
Right.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying, King. Everyone was saying, "Oh, we'll fleece the Rams by 100 points in week 1."
Right.
How did that end up? So that's a great point, King. Yes, these so-called trap games are the ones you're going to be needing to be careful of. And I think that I won't call the Commanders game a trap for us yet, but it could well be. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because the Commanders can go either way. They start
That's
out.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They can either play brilliantly and beat you by 20, or suck badly and get blown out by 40. I've seen it both ways. So that's the one, as you said, you cannot take the Commanders for granted. And I've actually loved watching the Commanders. I'm not a Commanders fan by any stretch, but they have been a very interesting team to watch. So, yeah.
But there's actually a new name for the 49ers. You know what it's called, right?
The Whiners.
Yeah, 49ers. Yep.
The Whiners. Oh,
Yeah.
Tim, you need to keep up. The 12s have been calling them that for years.
Well, so are we. So are we.
No, we've been calling them.
Okay.
But yeah, it is getting very late here. So.
Okay. Well, thank you, Megan. Yeah, we've been
absolute
on.
pleasure, Tim.
Yeah, we've been on about an hour anyway, and that's usually what try to keep this about anyway. And I do gotta go to work. But yeah, everybody in the chat, I'm sorry, I'm getting used to.
You did very well. Very well.
Yeah, but we want to thank. Now, how can we get go ahead and tell any other podcasts or any.
The main one that I am the head mod on is Brandon Kane's The Hawk's Nest. If you just have a look for it on YouTube, we are there on game days. He will do play-by-play. He does a stream with another Hawks content creator called Seahawks Brendan Nelson. He does reaction videos. So that's the main one that you can find me on as head mod in the chat. And we love having, as long as it's all kept respectable, as I'm sure it would be with Lions fans. Grandizer, that's the one, has drops in occasionally. We'd love to see more of you. Yeah. And Seahawks Brendan Nelson and Brandon Kane coach stream, which they did today with the Ravens preview game. But yeah, that's where I am, where I've got to be at 4 a.m. on Monday. Oh, well, I don't have to be, but 4 a.m. Monday for the Ravens game. But yeah, drop in anytime and go and check out both Brendan and Brandon, B&B as we call them. Yeah, check them out. And yeah, we'd love to see you. I'm sure, speaking for both the boys, we would definitely love to see you in our streams for sure.
Yeah. And okay, what brings out the Maniac in you in a good way now? We did the bad way, now just say the good way. And then you may go.
I absolutely love being a 12. As I said to you, Tim, I had the pleasure of being one of 64,000, I think 68,000 at Lumen Field, roaring as the 12s. You know, you've heard every story you have heard about the noise that the 12s make at home is absolutely true. Burst my right eardrum and couldn't hear for 3.5 weeks, blew out my voice, couldn't speak for a week and a half. We are the most passionate fan base. We are the only fan base to have our numbered jersey retired. So absolutely, being a member of the 12s has me a Maniac fan. As I said, getting up at 3 a.m. on a Monday morning for a game of football. But yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I know we talked about that, but I just wanted the audience to know too. So, okay, and thank you, and hey, good luck. Go Seahawks, except when you play the Lions.
Roll, Lions, roll, and fly, birds, fly. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so, well, hope you guys enjoyed the show, and thanks everybody. Thanks Trishan. Always thank you, Grandizer 12 for coming on. And just make sure you guys tell your friends. This will be a regular thing on Fridays. I'm going to be having other shows during the week too. And so thank you, Easy King. But yeah, so it's been an hour. I do gotta get ready for work, so I'm going to need to end this stream now. But we will talk to you guys, and we will see you later. I will have a stream sometime this weekend for sure. So. Okay, cool. Thank you, Tristan. And hey, he's been a great friend of the show too. He has really supported us. He supports also my Maniac page, Tim's Maniac Sports page on Facebook. You'll see a lot of posting there. There's also on Facebook I have my page, and I also have the Maniac Sports Room. So you can also find me on Twitch. Yeah, I never. I'll just quick run the banner. So those are the places you can find me on. Definitely want to try to get as much people as we can on Facebook. Yeah, thank you, Grandizer 12. I really appreciate it. No, I didn't. I'll tell you what. Halloween around. I had planned on doing a stream on Monday, but we had a freaky snowstorm, and um, actually on Monday night and on Tuesday. Well, actually Tuesday. Monday I did my stream, but on Tuesday, Halloween, we had a freaky snowstorm. We lost power, so for a good day and a half. Uh, so that was, I really wasn't able to do that stream. Okay, um, definitely Aaron Glenn, um, hero. Jamar Gibbs, hero. Um, of the week. St. Brown, my God, he brought us back. Uh, can't say enough about Dan Campbell and shoot. Uh, One of my friends at work, we were talking. Hey, some of the stuff that uh, they may be incorporating a little bit of the run and shoot in some of the stuff. You know, restore the roar, defend the Dan. Uh, Yeah, that snowstorm, it was crazy. They actually canceled Halloween for Muskegon and Grand Haven because we got so much snow. It, it was we never do this. We never get it that early. Um, Thanks for having crazy. Oh yeah, yeah, but we will do this again soon. Um, but I to run and shoot. Wayne Fonts would be proud, and Mouse Davis. I always thought, and I know I've been ridiculed for it about now. I always thought they left that system too soon. Now I don't think they should do a total run and shoot deal for the whole game. But one thing I liked about the run and shoot was that it did open up the run a lot more for Barry because once you know you couldn't you had to respect the receivers then because there were so many receivers. Once the Lions left the run and shoot, they just went ahead and they put 8 man in the box, 9 man in the box, and they were able to shut down Barry easier than they could at the run and shoot. But you know, the bad thing about the run and shoot was it was always said the Lions scored so quickly that the defense was really winded and stuff like that. All right, growl loud at the top of your lungs. Try it. You might like it. Just hit the like button. Definitely. Thank you, Grandizer. Starting to see signs of snow here, but not yet. You can keep it in Michigan. Feel obligated. Don't feel obligated to share the snow. Ha ha ha. Where are you from, Easy Jay? I I I'm not one that really likes snow. I'm going to release a blip bar. Tim's main exports. Hey, yeah, for sure, for sure. You're more than welcome to release it. Yeah. And of course, forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And okay, Tim's main exports. I hope you can get Rory the Lions interview on your stream. Hell yeah, I sure want to. I would like I want to try to talk to Michael Mike, get him on here too. I would love to get Herman Moore on. That would be awesome. 40 miles east of Toronto, 4 hours from Detroit. Wow. So you're even further. I'm like 3.5 hours from Detroit. We need more likes. If you stop by, please hit the like button. It helps a lot. Definitely. Definitely. Also, share in the comments. Also, comment after the show too. I mean that really helps out too. Share it with your friends. Bring your friends on. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. When the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer. Raw, brave, rah, rah, rah. Go hard, win the game. With honor you will keep. Fame down the field gain. A Lions victory. Go! Lions. Herman Moore would be a great interview. And actually, that's what happened with that's how Lions Nation Unite kind of got started. Was there what on um Detroit Lions on the Prowl, Herman Moore and I think it was Lomas Brown, Jim and Kurt, and there was other people on it too. They had that interview with Herman Moore and stuff like that, and that's basically how Lions Nation Unite. I mean, it was more than that, but he got introduced to a lot of the content creators, and everybody knows. I mean, hey, Herman Moore has a heart of a lion. I mean, he's definitely, he may be retired, but man, he wants to see the Lions do as great as they can, you know. All right, Tim, you still get your Detroit Lions? Did okay. I gotta get one. I definitely gotta get one. Foam hat. I gotta order that darn thing. I miss not getting the. I miss not getting to use that. All right. Free for all. Rerun and Maniac Sports No Hold Barred Friday. Yeah, definitely. And that's what I want. That's what I want this to be. I want people to be able to, you know, talk about that team. I mean, I had kind of thought of maybe using Free for All Friday, but no, I wanted this to be my own. So, yep. Oh yeah, the app. Okay, yeah, I know. That's because one of the things I missed about them uh, canceling the app was that we had that chat that went on, during game day and stuff like that. So it kept us more involved and stuff like that. But I think once Micro Mike took over, Facebook kind of replaced that. Tim, what about those? Okay, Tim, what about one of these Lions hard hats? Do you like those? Yes, I do. I like those. I got I got to start ordering more Lions gear. Welcome all Lions fans, all NFL fans. Hope you are all well. Watching around the world, one pride. Hey, so Grandizer, how are you feeling? You guys play Kansas City. The Miami Dolphins play Kansas City. How are you feeling about that? Because I know you guys got the prime time game coming up in that. Okay, okay. I mean, okay. Lions news: Detroit Lions, Sam Laporte, Jared Goff, security blanket, Sports Illustrated. Yeah. Now, what one thing about the run and shoot is And see, this is why I don't think that the Lions will ever go to a total run and shoot again, and I don't think they should, because you didn't have tight ends on the run and shoot. You had four wideouts all the time and stuff like that. So I think they're always going to keep the tight end. You know, but I like the way Finns versus Kansas City in Germany, way early game. Yes, exactly. But one of the things when they scheduled that game, they scheduled a hot, one hell of a hot offense. Excuse the language. You know, against I mean Kansas City, their offense is struggling, but they do got a good defense. TJ Hawkinson, who's oh my God, that's a good one. I like that one. Wow. You know what? It all depends if the Finns got key players playing. True, true. How many games have the Finns lost now? Are have they lost one or two? I can't really remember their records. Let me see. I can. Yeah, Tristan. Yeah, you know it. Yeah. Um, Lions news: Detroit Lions cut running back Devon Cortez, signed linebacker Trevor now quick. I sorry to the roster prior to Detroit. Yeah, I did see that, and I'm sorry I chopped up his name, but it is what it is. I got I just looked it up. They are 6-2. So basically they're the same record as us. So Tristan, how are you feeling about the Charger game? You know, yeah, definitely, guys, hit these like buttons. For sure. Um, I appreciate it. Share the video. Tell your friends about it. And hey, any friends that want to get on. And Tristan, I gotta have you on here again one of these times. Get you back on here on the show as a yes. Timothy asks yeah, Mr. Magoo. All right. Yeah, glasses. Yeah, I know. One of these years, I'm gonna get those things. One of these years, I kind of keep them in the car because I don't wear them all the time because I. It seems like I can see good enough without them, but I can't read that good without them. Uh, Lions news: Lions fans overwhelmingly want Jamar Gibbs as the starting running back prior to Detroit Tim's. You know, I have mixed feelings about that. If Gibbs really turned that corner like he seems to, yes, keep him that. But I mean, Montgomery, he just gets yards. When he's in there, he gets yards like crazy. That guy got, one thing about Montgomery, he got great vision. Now, to have two great running backs, now you got the speed of Gibbs. I mean, his speed is awesome. It's just, you know, they didn't go ahead and take him in the first round because he's a slouch, you know. And we all know how Ben Johnson knows how to build his offense around people. Okay, Lions news shocked. Women left Detroit Lions give lift it, yeah, lift Detroit gives into the stand. I mean, it made touchdown celebration. Yeah, and I was yeah, I just love that. That just I mean, he jumped and that lady she just went ahead and lifted him right up. Exactly, exactly. All right, yeah. Hey, I understand. Montgomery, he been he. Oh God, he just that guy. OMG. Okay, what the heck is this? Uh, Okay, Tim, didn't you compare the play of golf to Dutch Clark, Flying Dutchman, and Old Master QB 1931, 1932, 1934, 1938 played Timothy remembered? Well, you know what? If I was that old, I would be retired and wouldn't need to go to work. Unfortunately, I'm not. That went virtual, Tim. I posted a video. She hugged him. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, Lions dude. Brad Holmes missed chances for big move to establish Lions as Super Bowl threat. Yeah, I understand that one there because, like I'm saying, it's just I think if we would have got somebody, alongside Houston, and there was a lot of fans that were mad that we didn't get, or somebody alongside Aiden Hutchinson and stuff like that. Old man Becker, he's a victim of the modern age. Oh my God, here we go with it. Uh, you know what? I don't need these earplugs anymore because I just didn't want the feedback coming in. That's why I had them in. Uh, but yeah, definitely. Oh boy. Oh man. Yeah, now you guys got yeah. See? Hey, if I that's why I'm such a maniac, because I went through all the BS of all this stuff. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, it's been great. It's been well, man. You know what? I wish I didn't need to go to work today, man. I would do this all day. Dolphins need a center badly, which the Finns have a pass rusher they were shopping. People were mad that we got another wide receiver and did not pick up anyone besides a wide receiver. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's true. Um, but that's what I touched on that a little bit earlier in the show where I think see Brad Holmes is like I say he's the one that was responsible for the greatest show on turf and stuff like that. I think he just wants our offense to be so potent. I mean, definitely the most potent offense is the Finns offense. I mean, bar none right now, you know. But I think that's his philosophy, and he just wants the defense to be good enough to be able to get those stops. Okay, growl for me. Let me know you stick there. I should have did that when Megan was on. That would have been great. Okay, who let the lions out? Roar. Oh gosh. What's on tap for Detroit Lions by Chargers, Bears, Packers, Saints, Bears, Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys. Vikings at the Cowboys. There's no way in H. Uh, what? Okay. Okay. What's on tap? Chargers, Bears. Chargers should win. Like Packers at the Saints. I could actually see the Packers winning that one, but I don't know. It's Bears, Broncos. That's a second. Oh no, it's Broncos at the Vikings. Ooh, that's kind of a toss up. I think the Broncos will probably win that game because did they get in? I mean, Cousins is out for the rest of the year. Uh, okay, Saints at the Bears. Saints should take care of the Bears. It's just uh, we play the Packers on Thanksgiving. Yes, I know we do. Yeah, Packers on Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Maniac Kojak, The Night Stalker, Season 1, Episode 16, Demon in Lace. You know what? I'm never going to wear lace. Don't even bring it up. Maybe if we get 10,000 subscribers, I'll wear lace. Oh, shoot. What time is it right now? 23. Okay, guys, I really want to thank everybody for coming in. And all the input and stuff like that, everything. I do definitely gotta get ready for work, so I'm gonna need to close down the stream. Uh, but um, I'm gonna let you guys all go with the. um, Depending on how I feel tonight, all right, after work, it'll probably be tomorrow morning. I'll probably go ahead and try to stream something tonight after work. Um, can't promise that, but if I do, it'll be at 1 in the morning. Because I do want to try to keep some nighttime streams going. Because I want. Yeah. See. Yeah. So Tristan, if you're up 1 o'clock, and I know Grand Rise at 12. Yeah. So like I say, I'm going to try to be back 1 o'clock Saturday morning, 1 a.m. Saturday morning. All right. But as for now, Thank you. This is Maniac Tim. Everybody have a great day. Hope everybody enjoys your weekend. If you got to work tonight, Grand Tigers 12, I hope everything goes great. I don't know if you're done with your work week for the weekend, um, but thanks again. This is Maniac Tim's uh, signing off.